Bitz Podcast has been brought to you by Coca-Cola.
What's up, y'all? It's Beatz N Bitz Podcast. We got my boy, Dude Level 92, aka Keenan Sargent in the building. What's up, man?
How y'all doing? What is up, all of St. Louis and all of the world, baby?
Yeah, what's been going on with you, man? Because we were supposed to link up before I went to E3, but you was moving around, I was moving around.
Dude, I've been moving around like hell, man. Yeah, like right now, I just got done with a con last night, and then I had a judge a costume contest at a drag show afterwards. It was good. But, you know, so far I've been on a roll since like the beginning of the year, and I am just like fascinated with everything. I appreciate all these guys here.
Okay. So what cons have you been to in the area?
Well,
recently?
the one I just got done. Well, the one I just got done with now was Gateway Comic-Con. It's a new thing. It was a 2-day. I just went Saturday. Basically, it was under the Anime St. Louis staffing, and you know it was kind of small, but you know we'll see what happens next year if it comes back. Back in March, I was at Overland Park, Kansas for NakaCon, which is a very, very good con. Y'all need to go. And I've been there before, Anime St. Louis. Yeah, NakaCon, N-A-K-A. And Anime St. Louis, this came through in May. I was in MitaCon back in June. And then October, which was the big one. First weekend, I did Anime Senpai, what used to be Anime Getaway. And that was a 1 day, and that was a 3-day. And the big one that I definitely did not want to miss was Archon. And the reason I say that, you know, the fad's been around for years, but it was my birthday that Saturday, and we just celebrated like if it was the last day on earth. It was just phenomenal. And I thank all those guys that celebrated with me. I did a live video Friday, I did speech Saturday, and just I went all out, man. It was just fucking awesome.
Okay. And I saw you was at Mo GameCon, so you did a couple panels at some of these, right? Because you are like a you know
a man-made market.
Well, no, I'm saying like you're one of the prominent black male cosplayers in the Midwest region. You know, especially
to a point.
So I remember you said you did a panel at one of them.
Yeah, that was years ago back at NakaCon, which is now dead. But I thought one of my friends is supposed to be doing something new. But I rarely do panels anymore at this point. But I think like the stuff I do now, like outside of like not outside of cons, like at the cons, you know, I keep people going, and it's just phenomenal how you can be doing all of this for like short amount of years, and these people could just remember you for what you did. And like I just did it for the fun. And like I said, these guys here, they just like, oh my God, it's Keenan, blah blah blah. You know, that's all fam.
Okay.
So
now we're gonna get to the topics. So we're gonna start out with Bandai Namco. They released My Hero 1 Justice this weekend alongside of Red Dead Redemption, which to me, I felt like next week there's nothing really coming out, and they could have put that out, you know, because there's nothing really coming out until the end of the month. Well, I mean, we got Battlefield 5 that's coming out, and then we got after that Smash Brothers. So they got the whole month of November to drop.
I am definitely ready for.
Yeah, everybody is ready for Smash. So, like, what do you think that was a wise decision? Because everybody and their mama right now is playing Red Dead Redemption, including me. I'm probably gonna be streaming after we get through with the show. But you know, that being that you're an anime fan, and I actually got to play the game at E3 this year.
It was good.
Yeah, it was cool. It took elements of Dragon Ball Z, Budokai, Naruto, and a couple other games, and kind of melded them into one. So, but right now you have over 161,000 people watching Red Dead Redemption 2. It's the #3 game on Steam, and I don't even see anybody playing My Hero 1 Justice. I might run around the corner and go rent it because nobody's, like, literally nobody is. I'm scrolling down here and nobody is playing it.
Well, I mean, that's the game I never heard that game, the My Hero 1 Justice. But Red Dead Redemption, I remember playing Red Dead Revolver for PS2 for a little bit. I've not played the other one for Xbox. But, like Red Dead Redemption, that's been like years since we last heard that. And it's like, okay, let's make another game for it. So you think we make one game and then years later you finally make the sequel or prequel in this case. But it's years, people wanted to see good comebacks. The only thing that's bad, like, depending on what game it is and it sucks, then they should just let that alone. But this one, it's been years in the making. It's surprising they came back to come up with something new after so many years.
Well, my whole thing was it's like, I'm thinking, and I think probably they thought, because My Hero Academia is like the #1 anime in the world, that they thought that they were going to be able to drop the game off and it'd be able to stand toe to toe, because the people who are playing or watching My Hero Academia aren't necessarily Red Dead Redemption / Revolver fans. Like, I'm scrolling, like, I could bring it up on the screen and it's almost like non-existent.
Well, I mean, My Hero Academia, and I'm just saying, like, Dragon Ball Z made good games and made good anime. My Hero, I think, it does better as an anime and a manga, because I've seen a few episodes, not bad. But the whole entire, like, cosplay trend is, like, really reaching up there. So that's kind of your mainstay. I mean, the game, like I said, I have not seen any trailers on that, but I could probably give that a good solid number. I don't know what, but
I mean, and then too, they kind of shot themselves in the foot, because last week they put out Soul Calibur 6, and it did well. It did well, but it's just like, why would they even drop this game right now? Like, it just does not make any type of sense for them to just drop.
Different.
No. I'm saying the fact that, because it's the same thing that happened with EA a couple years ago when they put out Call of Duty. I think it was Black Ops 3 or Infinite Warfare, and then in between there, EA put out Titanfall 2, and then they came out with Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1. My bad. It all came out within. Yeah, it came out within 2 weeks of each other, 3 weeks of each other. So it's like, I don't know, and they didn't even promote that game, because if you didn't see it, and I know you're a big anime fan, and they didn't really even promote it unless you were there. Like, I didn't even know they were even gonna have a game until I was at E3, and
I'm both anime and gaming, dude. But like, I've seen a lot of promotions for Call of Duty. I've seen some for Battlefield, and honestly, I'm not really a big Battlefield fan. If anything, I'm more Call of Duty. Cause I see more Call of Duty promotions than Battlefield, honestly.
Hold on.
Last year they did the Call of Duty World War II game. It's like, okay, it's basically just like Call of Duty 1, but they added more stuff to it.
Exactly. But I don't know, because it's kind of like they got two different. Call of Duty doesn't really feel. Black Ops 4 does not feel as tight as Black Ops 3 to me, but I mean, people are still playing it. And
they're going to the future. I mean, this is how Infinite Warfare did. That was like, hey, let's go from World War I then take it to modern day war, and now we're gonna take it to the future. That's basically how they're doing it. The same way like Halo did, same way like Destiny did.
Well, not even. I'm talking about just the feel of the game. Like they just put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like how you would play. Okay, one game like from Battlefield, from not bad, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. No, Black Ops 3 and World War II. Even though they set in different eras, right? And then going to Black Ops 4, even though they got the blackout mode, it's not even. It doesn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? You ever got a newer version of the game and you play the last one that was awesome, and then you play the new one, and that's what I'm saying. So I found My Hero 1's Justice, right? It's only got 387 people watching it.
Ow.
Like compared to the 160,000 people that's watching Red Dead, which is just, to me, they feel like they shot themselves in the foot.
Again, I mean, Red Dead Redemption was more of a higher game. Like people have been talking about that for years. Even when they released the zombie version, it's like, okay. And then once again, hey, we're getting a sequel out. Check it out. Oh my God, I haven't played that in years. I need to get it. That's how it kind of goes out.
Yeah.
You got to think franchise over the fandom. Two different things.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of felt like it was just kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see how it's going down. And then our boy Crimson Knight, he's supposed to be on the show, but shout out to him. He had to probably take care of something. And Breezy had a personal issue to go take care of. So but everything is good. So shout out Breezy too. Yeah, like they it was crazy. Like it's just like. I just kind of feel bad for him, especially for it being the first game in the series. But anyway, so Crash and Spyro are gonna get a dual bundle on. It's gonna be at Walmart.
I saw that earlier.
Yeah, so. They're going to have Crash the Insane trilogy and the Spyro the Dragon Reunited trilogy for one price. So I'm thinking, let me see how much they talk about.
And I know I play Spyro more than Crash, but I would still stay with the old Crash and Spyro. Like I'm retro all the way. But I do say, shout out to them. They kind of work together for this. So I wouldn't mind seeing two classics come together to be bought in like one bundle, because doing the same way they're doing the same way like they did for Mario and Sonic, as far as being all in one game. Okay, yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. I don't know. I think they did have a game where they were both. I don't know if I forget the name of the.
Well, it was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
No, not them. I'm talking about Spyro and Crash. They had a game. I forget the name of it. It was Spyro, Crash, and something else. But that was good to see for people who held out on getting the Crash Insane trilogy. Because I was waiting for them to kind of announce something like this, because I wanted to get both, and I didn't want to spend the money separately. Right. What else is going on? Oh yeah. So.
Okay.
So we going into the music news. XXXtentaction, he was a Florida rapper, one of the biggest artists of the last few years.
I know he was a SoundClouder at first, right?
Yeah, he was at first, and he was plagued with a lot of controversy. He grew up. Very, very poor. He didn't have the best family structure, and he got in a lot of trouble. A lot of gang activity, a lot of fights, a lot of different things. And one of which was him and his girlfriend had gotten into fights or whatever. And then one particular incident, she said that he I don't know if he didn't sexually assault her, but it was a domestic violence. Yeah, it was a domestic violence dispute.
That one I remember. I remember seeing that either on Facebook or on YouTube.
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
So apparently, it was somebody that used to be in his crew. Somebody that was in his crew recorded a conversation with him, saying that he indeed had the domestic dispute with his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his child. Also, he admitted to some other crimes on the tape, and I do not condone. I don't condone the actions that he had, but I just want to say that I feel like his team, if they knew that he had a problem, why didn't they try to, get him some help? Because he was suffering from depression and mental illness. He talks about that on his records. And if they knew how violent he was, why didn't they, try to get him some help before, this event takes place? Because,
well, I mean, the rap game, it all plays different. Like how you deal with yourself and how you deal with others. It kind of reflects on you for life. Like, that's like me saying, like, yeah, I had a very rich family, but they treated me wrong. I decided to write music, and everything I write about is going to be reflected towards them, but I still have the dark past in me. That's the thing that's not going to go away. So it hits you, and you may not be aware of it, but that's just what it is in the industry, even for like any other genres of music, like Mac Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really like learn his music, but he seemed like a chill guy, but then he died of a overdose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like people were like so shocked at that. And same way for Linkin Park's Chester Bennington, which I like that band.
Mm-hmm.
He dealt with more depression. So like in the music industry, like I said, it's a phase when it comes to emotion, and when it comes to your childhood or your past, it haunts back at you.
Yeah, I mean, because I ain't gonna lie, I've had bouts with depression and stuff like that, but I've never got to that point to where I would be violent or would cause harm. Like I kind of just, I deal with it, with I go to church. I try to keep myself busy and things of that nature, but I got people around me that care about my well-being and stuff like that. And I feel like sometimes, I think that's what people need. Like we got to start looking for support systems and things of that nature, because and I feel like people need to start realizing that too, because there's been times that I've had friends that I've tried to be there for. The person has to be willing to take it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think now that you say that, I think maybe they were just like, yo, maybe they didn't want to get cut off. You know what I'm saying? Because if
they're afraid of how it's gonna end, but like, dude, you just gotta face it like it is.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They don't want to.
Not like how recently Lil Wayne left the Cash Money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, how'd you feel about that?
Oh yeah. Because we talked about listening to the album. I kind of felt like that was needed, because that was kind of causing him a lot of problems as well. And I'm glad that he's able to do his thing, and I feel like Birdman apologized. And he came out. He apologized in front of their city in New Orleans during the Louisiana Fest. So I'm glad that they were able to piece it up. And Birdman, he's gonna keep signing artists. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's still
big.
Yeah, he has enough clout in the game to where he's got this girl named Juicy Fruit that's got this song going off in the clubs, and then. He's got a guy down from Florida. He's got some other artists that are bubbling. So he'll be all right, and Wayne will be all right too. So he'll be able to rebrand himself and be able to rebrand Young Money. So let's get to this story. Lil Xan, he was supposed to come to St. Louis, right? And it's this dude named, and I think I met him one time at a concert. His name is Vlad HQ.
Vlad HQ.
He got on. He's affiliated with this group I think it's called Fuck with the DJs or something like that, or FW.
He's one of those what the fuck you call him? He's one of them like urban rappers apparently.
Yeah, so here it is on the screen. This is on Hip Hop DX. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police are investigating, because this is the video he sent. That he had. It was on TMZ that he was standing somewhere with 2 AK-47s and basically saying that he was gonna pull up to the show. The show got canceled. Now I think it was because previous to him making this threat, I think the guy said, I had to go and verify this, but it was the reason why he did it was because Lil Xan had cursed out this one guy at a food court. It was a Taco Bell at the food court, and he called the guy the N-word that was working at Taco Bell. So right after this comes out, and I'm not gonna play the video here, but this is, as you can see, he's here in the Del Mar Loop getting in a BMW.
Yeah, you said, right?
Yeah. So how do you feel about this whole situation? Because a lot of people, when I was talking about this, I don't other than him getting some clout, which I don't know. I think this was what he was waiting on, was, he got on TMZ and now he's getting on there. So he's getting a little notoriety off of this, but you don't want to be that guy who gets, labeled as a troublemaker, because, if he does drop a breakout song and he starts touring, people aren't going to want to book him because he's bringing all this unwanted attention to, he's bringing, yeah.
Like I said, it's how we act. That's how it's the influencing. Like, I don't know, like, what his whole criteria is. I don't know his history per se, but that's like me saying, "Hey, I'm coming to Houston. I'm bringing the bangers, and I'm bringing all my all my dudes from the north side. We coming up, shit like that. Like, people are gonna get scared of that, or it depends how serious they take it. I mean, in St. Louis, God forbid, we're the most crime-officiated state so far. So from a rapper from wherever the hell he's from saying that about St. Louis, they cops are going to get skeptical.
Okay, so apparently Lil Xan stole. Let me see here. What was I finna say? Lil Xan, basically, he fronted him some money for a feature. He put a deposit down for a feature, and that's why he wanted to get. He went at him. It wasn't because of the whole incident at Taco Bell. This had something to do with him trying to get Lil Xan on the song. So I don't know, man. It's kind of wacky, and I feel you on what you said, man. But I feel like it makes artists not want to come to St. Louis. This is not the first time that people have fallen out on over a feature. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why if you're an artist and you want to get a feature with an act, like, when they come here to do a show or, you know, whatever, it's not the time to be trying to schedule a feature. That'd be cool if you want to schedule it and then, you know, they get here and they're here for like a day or two and then y'all got time to schedule it and meet in person.
Yeah.
You know, but when you sending folks money over the internet, you know, and you don't have no paperwork or nothing, like I'm curious to see what the paperwork is looking like. You can't expect a person to take you seriously, you know what I'm saying? And if Lil Xan should send him his money back, but to threaten somebody, I would just sue, you know what I'm saying? Because or you know, try to get the paperwork or try to get everything that, you know, to be put out there on Front Street. Because why would you even, you know, try to contest that? You know, because like in that way,
we trip on things. That's the thing. It's our fault. We go over our heads to, you know, do what we can to pull our ass out the gutter and make money. Next to, hey, I want to try to do something, but I got to really work my way up the top to kind of get better at it or whatever. And then sooner or later, you know, someone's gonna pick you up because they see you putting effort in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would say, hey DJ, I want you to come rap for me on it. I want you to, you know, come rap at the show. I have not heard any of your music. I don't know how you are on stage. So that's like basically I'm just saying like, all right, I need somebody. Unless I heard you, I'm like, hey, if you ever feel like doing a concert, I could book your show. Just give me a time and date. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't just give people spots on, you know, like in a snap. Like you gotta really give them time to actually see how they are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I just don't feel like St. Louis is a good market to start rapping because the people here don't really support the music like that. They don't even really support. I ain't gonna say they don't support the nightlife, but it has to be really, really cheap for people to really get out there and go. Like we don't have big. Like when I was in LA for E3, it's like at least $25 to start off. $25 to $50 starting off getting in the club.
Yeah,
like you're not finna just get in the club with $10, $15, or $20. No, it ain't going down. So on to our last topic. And then if you got some more things you want to speak on, we could do it. So Ric Flair, legendary wrestler Ric Flair, the Nature Boy made a video. We're gonna play it. There's no music in there or anything, so we're gonna play the video.
I think I know. Oh yeah, checking all that drip out. Ric Flair drip. You're looking at all, but that's right. I'm responsible for drip. You can ask anybody. Ask Offset. Ask Amigos. I am the founder of Swag. Ask LeBron James, and I am the Nature Boy. And yeah, I am coming to San Antonio Friday and Saturday of this week. Look at woo is over there. I can look. You know that? And I'll be signing autographs, taking pictures. I mean, think about this. Think about the San Antonio, the Alamo, the Riverwalk, the Nature Boy, the San Antonio Spurs, and I even go out there and say, hook up horns for the Undertaker. I'll be it.
All right. So now this is Sauce Walker's retort.
So this nigga Ric Flair, man. Oh yeah, man. Ric Flair, man. Let me tell you something, brother. You ain't starting no drip, man. Them little young kids that paid you, but they played you. But guess what? Let me tell you what you started. You are the biggest rootin' tootin', cocaine shooting, crack smoking, big show, Tom Slim Joe, weak ass you choking, motherfucking wrestler in the wrestling game. You've been laying. All you do is sniff cocaine. Nigga, you ain't started nothing that got to do with the drip. How you gonna drip when you a chick? You can't be a triple and then be in Las Vegas with all your wrestling money on strippers. Damn, trying to get to the damn.
Okay. So now Sauce Walker has had a problem with last week with Offset. Offset, him and Offset got into this thing over some jewelry.
Major.
So apparently, because I'm not gonna play that video. It's like a 20-minute video of him going in, which is hilarious. Because Sauce Walka, I always say, there's certain rappers that'll be good at being comedians.
Yeah,
if they don't have a
I'll watch it later.
Yeah. So he basically, they call out this guy in Texas. It's a dude that they know, right? And Offset comments under the video. So then they end up getting on a I think it's they had like some back and forth and about this chain. You know,
one chain.
Yeah, basically, it wasn't a chain. It was a watch. Actually, my bad. It was a watch. It was like a Rolex. He had bought. The guy had spent some money on a Rolex. He thought that was a real Rolex. He paid $100,000 for a Rolex with like fake diamonds or something like that, or the diamonds that he quoted that was inside the Rolex. It only cost around $15,000-$20,000, which is, you know, a little bit more than one Rolex, because most Rolex cost between $8-$10 if you're getting them $8,000-$10,000 if you're getting a plain Jane. So in Sauce Walka's defense, a lot of rappers have stolen, you know, his ad libs, like Future, T.I., a lot of people have been using his slang.
Okay.
And he feels slighted because now all these rappers, you know, Lil Baby, Gunna, all these other people have been using Drip and Splash and all this other stuff, and Sauce Walka was using it first. You know,
what do you expect when people make a trend? It's gonna be from everybody.
Yeah, but I feel like people need to give Sauce Walka his credit. Like, only other person I heard talk about Sauce was J Money, and I just feel like when you make your own, when you have your own, like they already had their own wave. Migos was already infinitely bigger, because they were signed to a label. But Sauce Walker's independent, and he's getting millions upon millions of views independently.
Yeah, but
everybody is stealing his swag and using his stuff, and it's getting more places because, you know, of course, you know, they're a major label artists, and he's not doing a whole bunch of stuff to clout chase or whatever. And yeah, that's basically what's going on.
Like I said, you know? It's the independence. He sounds like he's still in the makings, you know, going big, but he has to keep making more music so that way he can get more hits, get more views. The same way for me is like, I make one video and I'm hoping that'll be like the biggest thing. If not, then I'm gonna keep doing some more.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep building yourself up, and then bam, you're gonna get yourself to a label. I mean, unless you want to be independent forever, then okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much at that camp of staying independent. Like, you know, if I wanted to, I could have. You know, it was different points when I was rapping. If I had stayed on that course, you know, signing a deal, but I don't even want to go down that route. So, like, I'm in the process now of, you know, budgeting, upping my finances and stuff like that, saving, and then just putting the money into my own project, because I never ever want to sign to a label or to give people my intellectual property, you know, because nowadays when you sign a deal, you give all your rights over to these labels. You're giving away your merch, your publishing. You're giving away all of that.
But you're still getting a promising chance to do more.
Well, yeah.
Do that.
I mean, yeah, but if that's the thing, like if you get cold independently, you know, you still have people that are investing into your you have fans that are still supporting you. Like with Sauce Walker, he's independent, and all of the his streams and everything go to him. I mean, he get, you know, of course, he's got to cut 10 or 20% off, you know, if he goes through TuneCore, but and he's in Texas too. So Texas, you know, unlike, you know, St. Louis, Texas is one of those markets that if your music is jamming and people start getting behind it, you can make a living off your music just in Texas alone. You don't even have to leave Texas to, you know, if you get hot in one of those cities, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, you know, you can blow up in Texas. And from Texas, you can go, you know, throughout the country. But
like that, fan base.
Exactly.
Build
but
there you go.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think we went through everything, you know, a little laid back episode, you know, to kind of balance everything out.
Yeah.
So you got anything else? So Kanye and LeVar Ball might be doing a Yeezus Big Baller Brand collab.
Oh, great. More fandoms.
How you feel about that?
I don't think I've seen a few of Kanye's clotheslines. For Lamar Ball or LeVar Ball, sorry. I mean, he has a brand on a shirt, but I don't know how it's gonna work out right. Like, you're gonna mix music with sports. Well, we got Space Jam for that.
Well, the Big Baller brand was like the biggest independent, like, because they got his kids. One of them is on the Lakers. One of them, two of them are are playing independently. They're going to school, but they're playing independently of college. You know, they got out of college and now they're
Lonzo's the one. Is it Lonzo? Yeah, Lonzo's playing big. Melo, either Melo or Lonzo, one of those guys. I know Jello, the little one, he's still in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I seen the video. I forgot which one is in the pros. But like I said, I don't know. LeVar Ball, I mean, he sounds like a good, dynamical guy. He wants to do whatever he can to get his kids to the top. But I don't know, like, working with Kanye, and not saying like he's a bad person. I mean, Kanye, he's out there, but it's one thing where you want to do a whole lot more, but it's one where you're going to do like way too much. I think he should settle down, continue doing basketball until he actually thinks he really has it.
Okay.
You don't want to jump.
Well, I kind of want them to collab. I want them to collab because it would be big for hip hop, and it would be big for for them being the most sought after family in sports. I think it would be a big crossover.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we have to see. Ain't nothing etched in stone.
Kind of how I did Space Jam, like mix music with Michael Jordan.
Okay. Yeah. Basically. But
like, hey, Space Jam was a good movie. We got all these artists collabing to make music for the movie, and it made a hit. That makes sense. Yeah,
and they actually coming with that. But we're gonna go ahead and bring the show to a close. It's Big Killzown. Keenan, Sargent, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on. You got any shout outs?
Yes, I'm not gonna be doing this for a video soon. Definitely give a shout out to all my fam in St. Louis. Y'all already know I send love to all the people at the cons, to the events, the toy shows, the anime St. Louis committee, and the St. Louis cosplayers community, and just basically to all the fans that have been watching my stuff on YouTube and social media. You guys are nothing but love, and I show all love. And also to the big DJKillzown, which he will be in a future key clip soon. We're gonna talk that out again because I want to get this guy on here. You know, you done some stuff for me, so I want to try to pay it back with all respect, dog, for real.
Oh man, thank you.
Yep.
All right, so we up out of here, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe for the one time. Hit the notifications bell so you can tell when we upload and go live. This is Beatz N Bitz Podcast. We'll be back at y'all next week. Peace.
Oh, wait. One more thing. Also, for those of you that are into anime and into gaming, I suggest, add both of us because we do cons. Next year is going to be a good lineup. I don't know if I'm going out of state, but I wish. But for those of you that will be attending, like NakaCon, Anime St. Louis, Anime Senpai, Archon, I will definitely have the chance of being there. Come see me, come see the fam, to see the experience of conventions. It's a big thing. You don't want to miss it, all right?
Yeah. Make sure you bring, and I'm gonna say this too. If you come into a con, make sure you got your paper all the way right. Yeah. So you ready to go when the con comes around, because a lot of the dealer room is always popping, and you'll never know what you will find at the convention. So we didn't get to talk about it, but shout out to 6ix9ine for beating his case basically, and fellas, just stay safe out there, stay woke, make sure that you if you're dealing with a female, make sure you know her age from the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise you're gonna have some problems. Also make sure you keep everything, I would say keep everything under surveillance when you're dealing with women. And if you're a big enough person, have them sign some NDAs. So, matter of fact, it don't even matter. Have them sign some NDAs and just, watch yourself. Have some self-control. If you got a woman in your life, or you got somebody in your life that you got somebody in your life that is causing you to be angry, or that you can't trust, get them from around you. And we just gonna leave y'all with that. We out.
All right. Peace, baby.